Good evening, family, friends, and special guests. I am Kendall Felder,
I am Salah Austin.
your host for the evening.
Welcome to an event with Mr. Peter Bailey, who will share his personal reflections on Malcolm X. Malcolm X, born on May 19, 1925, assassinated February 21, 1965. African-American leader and prominent figure in the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X articulated concepts of race, pride, and black nationalism in the 1950s and 60s.
Alfonso Peter Bailey, born on February 24, 1938, is an American journalist, author, and lecturer. He is an associate of Malcolm X and a member of the Organization of Afro-American Unity. Tonight will consist of musical pieces, spoken word, and interviewing a special guest, Professor Peter Bailey.
Now we will have a musical piece performed by Jabari Yarborough called Nobody Love.
I should be more cynical and tell myself it's not okay to feel this good when I'm with you. Try my best to fight it, say I hate you, but I always stay. Whoa, 'cause ain't nobody love like you do. 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 Everybody's talking about the next thing. Feel like what they got ain't good enough, oh. But all I wanna do is release attention and bring the conversation back to us. Oh yeah, I should be more cynical and tell myself it's not okay to feel this good when I'm with you. Try my best to fight it, say I hate you, but I always stay. Whoa, 'cause ain't nobody love like you do. 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 Yeah. Can we stop all the elevator? Me out. I want you here now. Try my best to fight it, say I hate you, but I always stay. Hey, hey, ooh, oh, yeah, yeah, alright. And everybody's looking for that new thing. And ain't nobody love like you do. 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 Thank you.
Now we will do our first interview piece with Professor Peter Bailey.
Southern fields, barren, strange fruit, blood on the leaves, and blood at the roots. Black bodies swinging in the southern breeze. Then the sudden smell.
We know who you are, but
We gave a general introduction for you, but who really are you?
Okay, I am as what I think the young people would call a Bama. I was raised in Tuskegee, Alabama.
so we heard.
And I went from there. I grew up in a military family. My father was in the military as a child. Then I went and joined the military. I was in the military for 3 years and came out and went to Howard University and got an education. That I was only there for 2 years, but I learned more there than I probably would have learned at Harvard or Yale in 4 years. I would recommend highly that young people for their undergraduates, at least undergraduate studies, go to one of the historically black colleges, because it was at Howard that I began to really learn about different things in terms of black folks, especially from a history professor named Dr. Harold Lewis, who on the first day of class, in this history class, he said to us, all of your lives, you've studied the history of people of European descent. In this class, you're going to learn the history of the rest of the people in the world.
That was very interesting. If I may ask, I heard you were a former editor of the newsletter published by the Organization of Afro-American Unity with Malcolm X.
Yes. Well, when he formed the new organization, people were volunteering. I was one of the founding members, and people were volunteering to do different things, and nobody said they were going to do the newsletter. At that time, I had no journalism. I barely knew what a journalist was at that time, so I volunteered to do it. And I ended up being the editor of the newsletter. Yeah, I took courses. I did a class at college in New York called the New School for Social Research.
Okay.
I went there and took courses in magazine article writing. And I began to, but I kind of had always done well in school in classes that required, research and reading and writing. Yes. So it was kind of, that helped.
If I may ask, how was working with Malcolm as a brother, but as a
it was like, for me, I tell everybody, it was, first of all, it was like being a student to a master teacher, which is why I always refer to him as a master teacher. Because basically he taught us, people like myself, who were not Muslims and who had no intentions of becoming Muslims, but who believed in what he was doing from a political, economic, and cultural position. We shared his beliefs, and we were prepared to work with him. And he was courteous. He was intelligent, he was brilliant, he was knowledgeable, and the man was just a walking, he was the epitome of what we as a people need to be if we're going to really function at our maximum in this society. Yes. And because we have not followed some of the things that he taught us, it's why we're having some of the problems we're having today. When people tell me about this happened and that happened, I say this is what happens to a group of people who resolutely refuse to organize a movement to protect themselves. And that's what happens to you. It's the consequences.
Well,
So I wrote this on police brutality, the innocent. You see, it's crazy how they release hammers and kill us when they should really get hammers and build us. You see, it's funny how we make money but are still stuck. You see, but life is like love, you can't have two. You see, I never been. You see, I never was, I never did just because, but they told me give up, man. They told me give up. Always was lonely, so I chose to live up to the thoughts that had delivered me from being a product of reality. Release it, bro. Release it, bro. Release it, y'all. Release it, bro. 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 Bullets ripped through his flesh and now he's bleeding, bro. Words can't break me except for stop, freeze, and don't move. Remain silent, don't shoot. Hands up, don't move. Hands up, don't shoot. Or maybe if you pull your pants up, they won't shoot. Release it, bro. Release it, bro. Release it, bro.
Professor.
I was about to ask. If I may ask, do you think that the phrase that Malcolm went by enemies necessary, do you think that was the best way to go? Because you had Martin Luther King saying, non-violence and stuff, but you also had Malcolm saying
when did by enemies necessary become advocating violence? I mean, that's the way the press always interpreted it. It means that you do what is necessary for whatever particular situation comes up.
Very true.
I mean, he believed in self-defense. If somebody comes shooting into your neighborhood, you make it difficult for them. You know, you make it where they might not come back and do it a second time. You know, but he didn't say you go to their neighborhood and start shooting people, you know, or killing people. He believed in self-defense, but that it was always interpreted in the American press that he was advocating violence, and that was a total. When I speak at him at colleges around the country, I have said, if anyone can find a place where Brother Malcolm said that black people should go out and start shooting white people, I'll give you $100. I've spoken at 40 colleges around the country and haven't had to pay the $100 yet.
Give it up for our young people. All right, all right. We'll make this real quick. I'd like to thank the Institute of Museum and Library Services, the D.C. Public Library. Let's give them a hand for making this happen. Audra Alexander, our instructor, J.J. Hopkins. Let's give J.J. a hand. Put it together for us. Brother Jamal brought me a crew. Jamal on the camera back there. You know, we've had a few people in this class come and go, but Jamal brought about 8 or 9 people about 2 weeks ago? That's why you heard these young people say, we only been here 2 weeks. But look what they've done in 2 weeks. Let's give them another hand. Okay. And last but not least, the professor, Mr. Bailey. Professor Mister.
We don't steal, we don't gamble, we don't lie, and we don't cheat. I'm making it plain, yes.